This is Pixelmon, a mashup between two of the world's greatest creations, Minecraft and Pokemon. It combines the creativity and exploration of Minecraft and the urge to capture more from Pokemon. What's not to love? I felt this exact same way, and now I'm proud to present PokeSaga, my very own Pixelmon server. You heard that right, guys. PokeSaga is a beautiful multiplayer Pixelmon experience with reward bosses, real player gym leaders, player-based GTS, events, Pokehunts, daily quests, and much more. And now you can come join my staff and I on PokeSaga and complete your Minecraft and Pokemon dreams. What are you guys waiting for? The IP and a tutorial on how to install the mod pack will be linked in the description below, as well as the IP will be on the screen right now. Don't forget about the $100 gift card giveaway I'm currently hosting. To enter, reply in the comments with your favourite moment of the video, and don't forget to join our Discord server and include your Discord name / IGN and what Saga server you play on. I can't wait to see you guys in game, and make sure you have liked and subscribed to this channel to be entered. Day 1. I spawned into Poke Galaxy as a fresh character, ready to start my journey. I decide on something unconventional and pick a Turtle as my new starter Pokemon. I take the first day to get situated. I left spawn, chopped some trees, murdered some innocent rats as I call them, and generally got used to the beginner's grind. Before I knew it, the sun set and I had done absolutely nothing on the first day. Maybe I should, I don't know, make a base? The dawn of day 2 arrived, and I had already started looking for a place to settle down and start a family. Except today, I didn't feel like a family man, and instead I flew around aimlessly. Because why is everything so ugly? No, nope, doesn't look good enough. Nah. Oh, and now this is a place fit for a Minecraft server owner. I placed down some chests, organized my items, and fed my useless TMs to the local wildlife. Day 46 was spent building my beautiful mansion. Well, it will be a mansion eventually, but for right now it was more or less a tiny shack. I'm quite happy with my house. It's a little smaller on the inside, but as long as it looks good I don't care about anything else. Now, I wanted to get started immediately on my team, but this cave looked really juicy, so I jumped down into the dark abyss without even thinking. Except, it would be dark if I didn't have the full bright command. I found some iron, some bauxite and silicone, some more iron, a really cool underground flower, and I found some shiny grey rocks. My newfound love for being a cave goblin slowly faded, and soon I popped out of the cave at the dawn of day 10. For the next 10 days, I'll be focusing on Pokehunts, a thrilling server feature focused on delving into unfamiliar places to find the perfect Pokemon to redeem for rewards. There are countless difficulties and hundreds of different Pokemons to catch. Pokehunts are my guilty pleasure. It's so simple, yet so addictive. You can't help but want to do more. The first one I decided to do was the easy tier, to slowly ramp up the difficulty. My first task was to catch a female Trapinch, which was easy enough. So I teleported to a random desert biome and found some village gyms. I decided against going in there. My Toxel was still a baby and I wasn't ready to get clapped. After I ran 3 Trapinch, I finally found the girl I was looking for. I threw my ball at it and totally caught it first try. I'm a ladies man, of course. Day 11 of course brought some more difficulty. My new task, a medium tier hunt. I had to catch a male Staravia, either small, ordinary or giant. I spent 5 minutes looking for this stupid Staravia and couldn't find one. I got bored and abused my powers a little bit. This one was useless, so I threw it in the trash. Day 12, looking for a female Natu. Runt, enormous or small. How are you supposed to tell what size they are without catching it? Seriously, it's impossible. I flew around for a while before and another nighttime spawn. Just give me a sec. There, much better. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Nah, it's too fun. The first Natu I find is the correct one. It's super duper tiny, so I guess that was an easier one. I traded it in for my rewards and got 3 vote keys. Sweet, cashed them in for some easy money. A new pair of boots and a tyrant fossil. I spent the rest of the day waiting for the fossil to incubate, and it really wasn't worth my time. Day 13 to 14. I spent getting myself organised once again, but an event was starting on the server. While I waited for that to start, I built a small berry farm just outside my house. I don't have many berries right now, but soon this will be an entire field full. When I was teleporting to a random forest to get some leaves, I spawned in the mine shaft that was absolutely loaded with loot. I found 3 minecarts with some evolution stones and a brand new fossil. Day 15 was event day. Cute to me opening the crate and receiving 4 master balls. Now I don't need to worry if I accidentally use one on a caterpillar. Yeah, totally by accident. I can just get more, it's fine. I spent the rest of the day incubating the second tyrant fossil that was also terrible. Right, back to those hunts. Since I couldn't start a medium or an easy hunt, since I'm so amazing I did them so fast, I started a hard hunt, catching a pampor. Easy enough, I random TP'd around, found myself a jungle and started looking. I found this clearing and hopped around for a while, and even saw an execute spawn. Also I caught my first starter, a Poplio, spawned just down the beach. Still no luck on the pampor, and then I got bored once again. I noticed I had a daily quest for apricorns, so I did that instead. I was so wrapped up in harvesting apricorns for this quest, I spent 3 whole days doing it. Yes, 3, which is kind of embarrassing. Day 19 had arrived before I finished the quest, and I had completely forgotten about the pampor. For completing the quest, I got a block of diamond. Diamond! And a skill key for bringing my apricot skill to level 10. I teleported home, organised my stuff, and prepared for day 20. You know what, my Pokemon are weak. I had my fun with these Pokemons, but now it's time to get serious. For the next 10 days, I'm going to be catching Pokemon for my pokedex, and hopefully find some Pokemon perfect for my competitive team. Oh, and a few my trappage in my PC. Not enough cool vibes. So day 20 rolls around. I grabbed some Pokeballs and walked to the Safari Zone. A beautiful custom created dome filled with the rarest Pokemon you can think of. There was no better place to fill up your deck. So I started catching every single Pokemon I could find. One of the more important ones I caught was this Larvita, a welcome member to my team. It matches with my Toxel because of its future rock and dark type. I caught Pokemon like Spinarak, Comfey, Deerling, Lotad, you name it, I probably caught it today. Day 21 I spent catching more Pokemon. I was throwing my balls at everything I saw. Yes, Pokeballs, don't worry. I found some weird penguin with an ice block on its face. I threw a quick Pokeball at it, and when that didn't work, I tossed a Master Ball. Easy Dex entry. I caught an Oshawott, a Cypher, an Unknown, and oh my god, a shiny Helioptile spawned right next to me. And the server reboots. I stared into nothingness for a while, coming to terms with the fact I just lost a shiny. Just kidding, I kinda just spawned in another one. It wasn't until roughly day 24 that wait, is that what I think it is up that hill? Oh my god, a fire monkey. Now this is staying on my team. I also caught a Mimikyu during this time. Sweet! Day 27 rolls around and I've been jumping around aimlessly in the safari for a while. It's so gorgeous and a majority of these Pokemon I've already caught. I had a few boxes full at this time. I noticed I had another Apricorn daily quest to complete, so I decided that to wrap things up I would finish that. I received 16 diamonds and a lucky egg. The dawn of day 29. For my final Pokemon on my team, I really wanted a Lucario. No other reason other than it just looks cool. Let's go Finn. Oh. I'll just spawn him in, thanks. What? It's my own damn server, okay? Sheesh. Day 30. Wow, we've already done so much. And we still have another 70% left to go. Woo! For these next 10 days, I've completely revamped my team. And I mean completely. It's time for a training montage. Okay, so I might have abused my powers a little bit, and when I say a bit, I mean I completely maxed out my Pokemon.
It's time to stop!
It's not cheating, I swear! Okay, maybe a little bit. But I couldn't bear to just stand around any longer. But now my team is complete. Let's go challenge some battle towers. I stepped up toward the easy battle tower as my first objective. I was nervous as hell. I was too lazy to make my Pokemon's moves competitively accurate, so I knew I was underprepared. The first NPC, I led with my Tyranitar, and they led with their Sudowoodo. I used Payback against this rock type tree, assuming they would outspeed. Boy, was I wrong, and Sudowoodo used stealth rocks anyway, so it didn't matter. I used Stone Edge and a final Payback to take the Sudowoodo down, taking half damage from an earthquake in the process. Their next Pokemon was a Torchic. I used Stone Edge, but it missed. I was taken out by a low kick by a tiny chicken. I decided to throw out my Primarina and KO the Torchic with a solid sparkling area. Aipom was up next. I decided to use Sing against the monkey. Its gong shot did some massive damage to the Primarina, but we just barely lived, and Aipom was now asleep. I used Hydro Pump next turn to kick the monkey into next week. Raticate was their next Pokemon, surely here to seek their revenge on all the previous rats I had murdered. I noticed it was an Alolan Raticate, so I used Moonblast, yet it outsped my Pokemon and Primarina went down. I sent out Toxtricity, only to be completely wiped by a stomping tantrum. Ouch! Lucario came to fight, and fight he did, using Sword Dance, his first turn, to turn up his attack, and avoiding a Sucker Punch. Lucario used Sword Dance for a second time, and barely avoided the stomping tantrum. Dragon Pulse was a clear 2-shot, and finally the rat went down. Just kidding, it lived on 1 health and I had to use another Dragon Pulse to finish it off. Sheesh! The NPC used Gloom next, and sleep powdered my poor Lucario. He was stuck asleep for a majority of the battle and I couldn't do anything but spam moves in hopes Lucario would wake up. And wake up he did, and he took the Gloom down with limited health left. The final Pokemon for NPC 1 was Brione. Apparently I don't know my type advantages because I used a Metal Claw on this Brione, given the Seal Sun move to finish my Lucario off. I sent out Mimikyu, who landed a final play rough, and I had my first ever Battle Tower victory. Feeling good, I moved to NPC 2, leading with Tyranitar once again. They led with Aerials and I used Stone Edge to one-shot the pool bug. Cradily was up next. I used Fire Fan because apparently I thought it was a bug type. Newsflash, it isn't, and it barely did damage. I used Payback to do some decent damage, but the Cradily started Recover stalling me. Seriously? I used the Earthquake, but that meant nothing as it used Recover the very same turn. Stone Edge did more damage, but this stupid fossil used Recover again! I finally took it out with another Stone Edge, and hoped that was the end of any more Recover stalling mons. Pikachu was sent out next, and I immediately used Earthquake. Except this Pikachu outstepped a new Grass Knot. Tyranitar went down. I sent in Mimikyu, knowing I could take a hit with its ability Disguise. I used Home Close to increase my attack and accuracy, while Pikachu used Volt Switch and threw in Spiritomb to take its place. I one-shot the poor ghost with an easy play rough. Pikachu went sent in again and Volt Switch right back out into a Ditto, who was immediately KO'd by my Shadow Claw. In comes Pikachu again with another Volt Switch, taking my life on my Mimikyu. Meowth was dragged in and slaughtered by my Lucario and Force Palm. Pikachu was the final Pokemon, and I Dragon Pulsed it to death. My second victory was achieved. NPC 3, here we go. I led with Tyranitar as usual, and Decimo opposed Simisear led with a well-placed Stone Edge. Leafeon was next, tossing my poor Tyranitar into oblivion with a Leaf Blade. Yikes! I threw out Infinite for an easy type advantage, and Flare Blitz was an easy choice. Leafeon went down. Grumpig was the next mon thrown out by my enemy, and I had no idea what typing this stupid pig was. I used Fire Spin, but it just wasn't enough, and my Infinite went down to a Physic. Yes, Psychic. I'm
stupid.
Okay, I'm not good at English. Imagine if you let that in. I used Fire Spin, but it just wasn't enough, and my Infinite went down to a Psychic. I sent out Mimikyu next, taking advantage of Disguise once again to use Home Claws. Shadow Claw on the next turn turned out Grumpig into a roast. Probopass entered the battle with this funny looking mustache. I've always wondered, is the mustache actual hair or is it rock too? Oh well, it's too late now. Probopass switched out after being smacked by my Shadow Claw. Gabite was next on my hit list, and Mimikyu used Pay Rough to take it out, but received heavy damage from an Earthquake. Okay, I can't say the next one. Buffalunt was next, and it was no match for my boosted Mimikyu as Play Rough one-shotted the poor beast. Poor Pass was back in Mimikyu's Play Rough and won us our third victory. NPC4 was a different story. I led with Tyranitar once again into a jelly sand. I used payback on the jellyfish but it lived on red health. Thank goodness the Sandstone took it out. Aurorus was sent out next and used Earthquake to do heavy damage. Firefang next turn took it out easy, but not without taking a beating from Earth Power. Legion was thrown onto the field. It finished off my Tyranitar with a Giga Drain, so I tossed Infernape into the fray. Fire Spin missed, and gave the Legion a chance to increase its stats with Quiver Dance. Oh no, Legion outsped now, and used Hidden Power to wipe the floor with Infernape. Toxicity? He was KO'd first turn. Mimikyu? These guys could barely save them, as the Legion used Sleep Powder. Mimikyu went down, fast asleep after 2 Giga Drains. Lucario was next, and he fell too victim to Sleep Power. Lucario went down without a fight. Primarina was fine and I was KO'd with a Giga Drain. I had lost! No amount of commands or owner powers could take back a loss this devastating. I looked back on what I had done wrong. I knew I was underprepared. My Pokemon might be completely maxed out by totally legit means, but stats can't save you forever. I learned that the hard way. I used the remaining time before day 50 to rethink my approach. A lot of time has passed. I mean, a lot. I just enjoyed myself on the server, quietly gathering resources and not really worrying about recording. I did some mining, I caught some more Pokemon at the safari, I made a few more chests in my storage room, and all the while enjoying some music. It's been nice to have a break and this was much deserved. These 10 days went fast, and I don't have much to show for it. Just some resources, an overused playlist, and a goal to do better. And I also participated in the Spleef event. Spleef is a classic, and if you need an explanation of how it works, you had a pretty bad childhood. There are a lot more players here than the last event, so the stakes were incredibly high, even though I'm the owner. I was knocking out players left and right, absolutely dominating the Spleef field. Ha! Did actually think that happen? No, I died in like the first 10 seconds. And this was only in the 2 rounds that were hosted. Well, there was a third round, but I had left because of my ego. It wasn't until day 60 that things truly started to turn around. I wanted a legendary, and no, I don't want a dumb legendary like Virizion. I want something cool and overpowered, so overpowered that I can finally teach that battle tower who's boss. I just didn't know how I could possibly do that. I mean, legendaries are super rare, right? For the next 10 days, I'll be searching for legendaries, and hopefully getting my hands on the ones that will help me defeat the battle tower. The sunrise of day 60 was beautiful. I was in the mountains, hopping around gathering some coal and thunderstone shards for no particular reason. I was minding my own business. What? You've got to be kidding me, man. A Rayquaza had just spawned, and I had no idea if it was even near me. I flew around in panic. I needed this legendary bad. There was no way I was letting one just get away like this. And there it was, floating before me, a Rayquaza in all its glory. I tossed one of my Master Balls at his face. Yes, at his face. And watched this lizard thing join my party. Rayquaza is one of my favourite legends. It brings back a lot of memories of climbing the Sky Tower as a kid. I knew that this was the time I could recreate my team, so I gave myself 2 legendary crates to test my luck. I received a Mew and a Marshadow. If you guys didn't know, Marshadow is my favourite legendary Pokemon. Wink wink. I had to clone this Mew. I had a chance to get a Mewtwo which would be perfect addition to my team. I hopped into Ultra Space, which is a high chance of shiny and hidden ability spawns. Just a fun fact there. I placed my cloning machine, gently put my Mew inside and tossed in some diamond blocks. I awaited the first cloned Pokemon. The first time was kind of a failure. I got a Ditto, which is definitely not a Mewtwo. I had 2 more chances, so I tried again. And another Ditto, are you kidding me? I have 1 more chance. I have to get a Mewtwo this time. I was sweating at this point. If I don't get a Mewtwo, I can't try again and I'm all out of luck. The cloning machine was working and buzzing away. I held my breath and there it is. There's my Mewtwo. The final one, it was a perfect ratio. I had to train. I have to defeat this battle tower. And with my brand new team, nothing would stop me now. But first, let's get this one fact straight. My house is way too small now.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
So let's change that real fast. For the next 10 days, I'll be building. Because I'm procrastinating on challenging the battle tower because I'm kind of scared. I went to the largest segment of the side of my house, a tower of sorts. But I had to excavate the land a little bit, so I got to digging. In the meantime, an event was soon to be starting on the server, but we'll get to that in a bit. The colours of this new tower were going to remain the same as my original build: dark oak, spruce and cobblestone. I built up the log frames and dug up some more stone, placed more wood and oh, it's event time. Knockout. A fast-paced launching simulator where you punch other players to their doom with a piece of bread. Yes, a piece of bread. It was surprisingly difficult, and the moment you teleport in, it's go time. I didn't win any of the 3 rounds I was hosted, but I did eliminate a few players. Get wrecked. I'm pretty good at building roofs, and this sort of circular design of this tower was no match for my roofing skills. It was finished in all its dark oak glory in only a few minutes. The most time spent on this was flying back to my crafting table to make stairs, not gonna lie. Oh my god, I did not just totally forget about /craft and I'm the server owner. The inside was smaller than I thought it would be, but it was still an improvement to before. I built this cozy little kitchen that might not be the most practical, but it still looks kinda good. I added a window and a nice little roof that extends out in the front of it. It looks great.
That's quite big. Impressive.
I had 3 more days after completing my build, so I flew around and collected some poke loot. I got a ton of new TMs and an XP ore. Oh, I wish I had that when I was leveling my Pokemon. As if I did that legit though. I had Pixel Radar installed. I kind of forgot to disable it while building, so it will be turned up later, I promise. And no, it's not cheating, it is allowed on the server. But now it's the dawn of day 80, and I can't set aside my fears any longer. Battle Tower, here I come. Once again, I've come to face the easy tier Battle Tower. I stepped up to the plate and tossed my forever lead Tyranitar into the heat of the battle. Of course he led with Sudowoodo. I used Payback first, not doing too much damage. The Rock Tree used Stealth Rock. I used Stone Edge and it still wasn't enough to finish off the Sudowoodo, but the next turn an easy Earthquake took it down. The next Pokemon that was sent out was Gloom. I used Fire Fang to do half its HP, but I used Sleep Powder and my Tyranitar was fast asleep. They woke up after a Giga Drain and used Fire Fang to almost faint the Gloom. Another Fire Fang the next turn finally charged as planned. Raticate, the same Alolan form that we had faced before. It's easy. Oh well, it will be after I choose a new Pokemon. Tyranitar went down fast to a Sucker Punch. Primarina came in clutch using a Moonblast to one-shot that little rat. Apom was next up. This stupid little monkey will face my wrath. I used Hydro Pump and was immediately swacked to death with a 3-hit Tail Slap. How rude. Toxtricity was sent in next and took a 5-hit Tail Slap and barely survived. The overdrive he cast was enough to knock this monkey out. Well, Brian, we meet again. Brian, we defeat you again with an easy overdrive one-shot. NPC 1 had been defeated. We sped through NPC 2 and 3 with barely any trouble. My new Pokemon were incredibly powerful. We even managed to surpass the 4th NPC who defeated me prior. I was ready to continue into new territory. NPC 5. I of course sent out my Tyranitar, and they led with the stupid little bell, Chimecho. I thought it was a steel type, so I used Fire Fang on the first time. Well, when that didn't work, I used Payback to take this bell down fast. However, the Chimecho used Reflex and Light Screen, which lowers my damage and increases their team's defense for a few turns. This will be difficult. Flareon was the next Pokemon to be sent out by my enemy, and he used Superpower and one-shot my poor Tyranitar. I sent out Primarina, who almost took out this Flareon with a Hydro Pump, but it just wasn't enough. Primarina tanked through a Fake-Aid hit and managed to take down the Flareon next turn while using a Sparkling Area. Kadabra was next. Primarina used Sting. I landed a Moonblast twice while the Kadabra was asleep and managed to take it down. A Noctowl was sent out. It might have outspent and fainted my Primarina, but it was no match against my Marshadow using close combat. My Marshadow has a life orb, so I took a bit of damage there. I used Shadow Sneak and did some decent damage to this poisonous snake. And using Spectral Thief next turn was enough to take it down. A Persian, pathetic. I took it down immediately with a close combat and won against the NPC 5. NPC 6, and of course I led with a Tyranitar like usual. I used Stone Edge but Lycan Rock so outspent with the Drill Run. It did a good amount of health and it just barely survived my Stone Edge. Tyranitar was outspent and fainted the next turn, but the Lycan Rock fainted due to recoil. I decided to send out Mewtwo and the NPC sent out Quagsire. This was one of the ugliest Pokemon I've ever seen. I tried to get an ancient power boost but sadly I wasn't that lucky, and Quagsire used the Earthquake to do minimal damage. The Quagsire protected the next turn so my Side Strike couldn't hit. Side Strike finally landed the very next turn. I brought Quagsire to yellow health. but an earthquake put my Mewtwo in the red, so I had to use recover. I used Aura Sphere to finally take out this Quagsire. Stoutland was sent out next, so I used recover to get back to the green HP. 2 Aura Spheres were an easy choice, and Stoutland barely gave me a scratch before fainting. A Mutang was sent out, so I used recover once again to even out the battle. I was barely doing any damage to this Mutang, and after using another recover, I decided to switch out into my Rayquaza. And well, that didn't really work out, so now I switched into Toxtricity and slapped the Mutang with an overdrive to faint it. Rosalia was sent out next, and a quick Boom Burst brought his health down drastically. I was dumb and used the overdrive, and Rosalia had enough HP left to heal. Another Boom Burst the next turn and fainted it. Frostas was next up and was a bit of a pain. It took up my Toxtricity, so I had to bring in a Primarina to finish the job with an easy sparking area. NPC 7 was a breeze. Tyranitar might have been fainted by the Gurdurr, but Mewtwo came in clutch with Psystrike. The next Pokemon was a Mesprit, the first ever legendary that I've seen in the tower. I used the Ancient Tower to try to get a boost, but I was once again unlucky. Mesprit used Stealth Rock, so I took no damage this turn. Psystrike next turn was almost enough to take down the Mesprit, but it lived and used U-turn as I swapped that into Dodrio. Before I even had a chance to speak, Dodrio used Frustration and my Mewtwo went down immediately. Frustration is a good name for that move because I was definitely feeling frustrated. Marshadow came out quickly and used close combat to take the 2-headed bird down. Frostlass was thrown into the field and immediately fainted due to Spectral Feast, which was then disabled due to Curse Body. Mesprit was sent out next and finally went down due to a Soccer Punch and was taken down by close combat after landing a Scald. Sandslash was the final Pokemon and went down to a final close combat. NPC 8 was the final boss. And as I stepped up to the plate, I was nervous but ready. Oh god. Can we cut that tryout please? Thank you. I led with Tyranitar and was met face to face with an Articuno. Uh-oh, it was a Roost style set. I did everything in my power to get myself out of this situation. I used Fire Fang a dozen times, but this damn bird wasn't going down. It was a simple fix though. Stone Edge was an easy one-shot. Oops. Next was another Quagsire, but this time I was ready. An Earthquake sadly fainted my Tyranitar, but I wasn't going down easy. Apparently I was. Can we cut that out too, editor? I sent out Primarina. Yeah, totally not Toxtricity, and used Moonblast to finally take down the Quagsire. Guntown was next, and it outsped and used Poison Jab, and Sing missed. Another Poison Jab took down my Primarina. This isn't looking good. I sent out Marshadow next, and used Sucker Punch and finally took the Skunk down. Altaria was next, and took down my Marshadow with a Dragon Pulse after taking damage from Spectral Feet. I sent out Mewtwo next, and used Aura Sphere, which was another dumb move. It was able to use Roost and heal up almost completely. I used Ancient Power for a boost, but it never came. They dealt some serious damage, but yet another Roost cancelled that out fast. I finally did something right and used Psystrike. Ordinal, the final Pokemon. My heart was pounding so fast at this point. I tried again for an Ancient Power boost and failed miserably. Psystrike just nearly took out the Ordinal before they smacked me with a knockoff which barely did any damage. I used Psystrike again and failed to take it out. They used knockoff once more. One final Psystrike? Nope, they used Protect. Another Psystrike and Ordinal went down. I felt all the weight come falling off my shoulders. I had finally won. Yes! I finally won. All this trading, all this rethinking, and all this procrastinating finally came to an end. I beat the easy battle tower and will never, ever try any of the other difficulties because oh my god, if that was easy tier, what would the others be like? I think I'm ready to finally defeat a gym leader. I'm feeling confident after my win at the easy battle tower. What could go wrong? It took a few days to plan when we would battle and make sure we were both ready, but it's time. Checks, the water gym leader. I selected 4 Pokemon for a 4v4 double battle. I led with Tyranitar and Toxtricity. Oh no, Kyogre and Swampert. I can do this. I used Payback on the Swampert and Overdrive on... Oh, it don't even matter anyways because Origin Pulse completely wiped the floor with Tyranitar and Toxtricity. So I went out with my Mewtwo and Lucario then. Mewtwo used Sidetrack on the Kyogre and I picked Sword Dance to boost my Lucario. Kyogre went down. That's 1 out of 4. I got this in the bag. Lucario managed to use Sword Dance and barely lived against the Hammer Arm from Swampert. Checks, the gym leader sent out Kingdra. Okay. I used Sidetrack on the Swampert and Dragon Pulse on the Kingdra. Lucario managed to hit the Kingdra with a Dragon Pulse before going down to another Hammer Arm from Swampert. Ancient Power from Mewtwo doesn't have enough power to take down Kingdra and I go down to an Earthquake from Swampert. You've got to be kidding me?